Hello everyone and welcome back to Gunners Updates, the ultimate destination for every diehard Gunners supporter who wants the inside scoop, the transfer news, and the tactical deep dives that other channels can't give you. So if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button right now and make sure you turn on notifications because you will not want to miss what's about to happen in North London. The wait is almost over. The Emirates is bracing itself for one of the most exciting defensive arrivals in years, and yes, it's happening. Arsenal are finalizing the capture of Rodrygo Hincapie, a defender admired across Europe for his composure under pressure, his ability to cover multiple positions, and his leadership at such a young age. Arsenal fans are buzzing because the deal is in its final stages. Leverkusen and Arsenal have reached full agreement. The player has given his green light, and with the medicals now scheduled, we are only one step away from another massive signing. Supporters are already dreaming about Hincapie lining up alongside William Saliba and Gabriel, giving Mikel Arteta a defensive wall that could become the most formidable backline in Europe. But that's not all, because Arsenal are also deep into negotiations for Real Madrid's Rodrygo Goes, a potential blockbuster move that could transform Arsenal's attack just as much as Hincapie will solidify the defense. Imagine the headlines: Rodrygo Hincapie and Rodrygo Goes both walking out at the Emirates in the same window. That's not just building, that's dominating. Now, let's break this down. Leverkusen made it very clear. Any deal for Hincapie had to meet his €60 million release clause. Arsenal have respected that stance and, crucially, they have already agreed personal terms with the Ecuadorian defender. The only obstacle left is making space in the squad, which is why Jakub Kiwier's expected move to Porto, a loan with obligation to buy around €22 to €26 million, is absolutely pivotal. Fabrizio Romano has confirmed this, stressing that Arsenal cannot close Hincapie until Kiwier departs, but with Porto pushing and Arsenal willing to greenlight the move, this could all wrap up very quickly. Internally, Arsenal director Edu Gaspar and Arteta have handled this like chess masters, balancing finances, squad depth, and the need for strategic reinforcements. Once Hincapie signs, Arsenal gain not just a young defender, but a long-term investment. At 23, he already has over 160 senior appearances with Leverkusen and more than 45 caps for Ecuador. He's played in domestic title races, European competitions, and the World Cup, showing a maturity beyond his years. He thrives as a left-sided center-back, but can also step into left-back when needed, a trait Arteta values massively given his demands for tactical flexibility. His ball-carrying ability, progressive passing, and press resistance make him a textbook modern center-back. Compared to Kiwier, Hincapie offers more high-level experience and a higher ceiling, making this upgrade a no-brainer. Arsenal have already spent close to £300 million this summer on signings like Ricardo Calafiori, but adding Hincapie makes the defense not just stronger, but future-proofed. Now, shifting focus to Rodrygo Goes, the Brazilian forward who could change everything in Arsenal's attack. Real Madrid's situation has opened the door. With Vinicius Jr., Endrick, and Arda Güler competing for minutes, Rodrygo is no longer guaranteed consistent starts. At 24 years old, he cannot afford to sit on the bench with the World Cup 2026 approaching. Arsenal have already tabled an initial bid of around €78 million, but Madrid want closer to €100 million. Still, the intent is clear. Arsenal are serious. Rodrygo brings Champions League pedigree, La Liga titles, and the versatility to play on either wing, as a second striker, or in a free role. His low center of gravity, dazzling dribbling, quick decision-making, and work rate are exactly what Arteta demands. Injuries to Kai Havertz and the over-reliance on Bukayo Saka have exposed Arsenal's lack of attacking depth. Rodrygo solves this instantly. He would allow Arteta to rotate, protect Saka from burnout, and add a cutting edge against low-block defenses. More than just tactics, Rodrygo symbolizes ambition. Signing a Real Madrid star in his prime would send a global message that Arsenal are not just competing for top four, they're building a squad to win the Premier League and challenge for the Champions League. At 24, Rodrygo's best years are ahead of him. He has already delivered on big stages, scoring in Champions League knockout ties, and his hunger for minutes means he'd arrive at Arsenal ready to be the main man. This isn't a luxury signing. It's a necessity, a strategic move to keep Arsenal's title hopes alive across multiple competitions. The Brazilian's marketability is another factor Arsenal can't ignore. Signing him would boost shirt sales, global appeal, and social media engagement, further cementing the Gunners as a global powerhouse. Timing is everything. With the transfer window closing, Arsenal must act decisively before rivals like Liverpool or Manchester City swoop in. The strategy is simple. Raise the bid closer to Madrid's valuation, add smart performance-based add-ons, and sell the project clearly to Rodrygo. A guaranteed starting role, leadership in attack, and the chance to be a Premier League title winner. That's what Arsenal must put on the table. Fans, picture this. A backline of Saliba, Gabriel, and Hincapie, with Rodrygo joining Saka, Jesus, and Odegaard up front. That's a team built not just to compete, but to dominate for years. This is the moment where Arsenal either cement themselves as genuine European contenders or risk falling behind. Rodrygo is not a plan B, he is the plan. The story is still unfolding, but one thing is certain. If Arsenal get both Hincapie and Rodrygo over the line, this will go down as one of the most ambitious transfer windows in club history. That's all for today's update on Arsenal Focus Plus. Thank you for watching. Make sure you smash that like button, leave a comment with your thoughts on these transfers, and of course, subscribe for more daily Arsenal news. Until next time, come on you Gunners! Hello everyone and welcome back to Gunners Updates, your one-stop channel for every twist and turn in the transfer window and all things Arsenal. And before we get into today's absolutely massive story, make sure you hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and ring that notification bell so you never miss out on the biggest updates that are about to change the future of the Gunners forever. Because what is happening right now is not just business as usual, this is potentially one of the most defining transfer periods in Arsenal's modern history, and it centers around two names that fans have been dreaming about and opponents have been dreading: Piero Hincapie and Rodrygo Goes, both edging closer and closer to calling the Emirates their new home. And if these deals go through, Arsenal are not just reinforcing, they are reinventing themselves at the very top level of European football.